Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the media in Canada, we have an organization, a website called The Rebel. These are people made up of the former Sun News Network, headed by Ezra Levant. Now, Alberta's NDP premier has asked a former journalist to review one of the policies that the government has following a big outcry over a correspondent from The Rebel being banned from attending government news conferences. Now, Sheila Gunn Reid was banned from covering a news conference with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Alberta Premier Rachel Notley on February 3rd. Now, Notley's spokeswoman and communications director had the following statement. The government's position is that if you have testified under oath that you are not a journalist, then we don't consider you a journalist. This statement comes from the fact that in a libel lawsuit against Levant in 2014, he stated on record that he was not a journalist. He was a commentator, a pundit, not a reporter. Now, there are other members of the Ottawa Press Gallery from smaller organizations, even digital ones like BuzzFeed, Vice, iPolitics, The Rabble, and The T, that have very strong ideological viewpoints. Now, the Premier Rachel Notley confirmed Thursday that the review would be undertaken by Heather Boyd, which is the former Western Canada bureau chief for the Canadian Press. This is like the Canadian version of Reuters, Thomson Reuters. Now, the Rebel says that they're going to sue, that this is a breach of their rights to be able to go into public news conferences as reporters and report on it, and that the government of the day has no right to determine who can and who cannot observe such proceedings. That as long as you have the proper media credentials, you should be able to attend, and as a result collect information and send it back to whatever news organization you work for. Now, the problem is Ezra Levant has declared himself to be a commentator and a pundit, not a reporter. However, I'm afraid I'm going to have to actually side with the Rebel here, although it bothers me to do so. I do believe that they are actually in the right. Though while Levant may have said that he is not a reporter, the woman who was sent, Sheila Gunn Reid, she is a reporter, at least as far as any statement goes. She declares herself to be a reporter, and there's no evidence to indicate anything otherwise. So I actually do believe that the government of Alberta is wrong in this, and that the NDP premier should allow the Rebel to send people into the news conferences to cover them. They may ban Ezra Levant because he has said that he is not a reporter, but that does not mean that anyone from the Rebel may be banned just because of him. I mean, we have people like Bill O'Reilly, who is a commentator, a pundit, but that does not mean that all of Fox News is banned from sending people to government news conferences. And I'm just citing that as an example. I really do believe that the NDP government in Alberta is wrong and should take back their ban from people from the Rebel being able to go in and report. It feels weird to be defending Ezra Levant and the Rebel, which is born out of the Canadian version of Fox News, the Sun News Network, which went off the air due to a lack of interest. But in this case, I am going to have to stand up for the freedom of the press in this situation, and that anything the government does say publicly should be able to be witnessed, especially if it's giving a news conference where they are specifically requesting that that information be collected by the media. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, then head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you can go to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media.